Yad HaRav Herzog in Jerusalem, one of the most immense works of the past few generations, perhaps the pinnacle of the study of Torah. The Talmudic Encyclopedia is being created here. This is an enormous project spread over tens of years, the preservation of the Torah after the vast destruction during the Second World War. It began as an expanded lexicon that developed and grew to later become an all-encompassing, systematic, and exact condensation of all the material that has ever appeared about any halachic term. This is the diamond in the crown of our generation.
Yad
HaRav Herzog is actually the parent organization that unites two larger projects, the Machon HaTalmud HaYisraeli HaShalem and the Talmudic Encyclopedia. This wide, all-encompassing project includes everything ever said about any halachic Talmudic subject, beginning with the Torah, through the Gemara, to the Gedolim of our generation. In fact, there is no project that can parallel the Talmudic Encyclopedia in scope and extent, in its preciseness, and especially in its credibility. As far as I'm concerned, the Talmudic Encyclopedia leans on three pillars. I'm talking about the three men who were actually responsible for the birth of this work of art. Chief Rabbi Yitzchak Halevi Herzog of blessed memory, the Chief Rabbi of Israel, who initiated the project. Rabbi Shlomo Yosef Zevin, a world-renowned genius and the encyclopedia's main editor. And Rabbi Meir Bar Ilan, Berlin, who laid the foundations and the infrastructure to this building. A fourth pillar of this project was the legendary director of the Talmudic Encyclopedia, Rabbi Yehoshua Hutner of blessed memory, without whom this great project would never have materialized. In my opinion, the person who most personified the encyclopedia was Rav Herzog himself. Therefore, the concept of the Talmudic Encyclopedia was one of his most important banner projects toward the end of his term of office as Chief Rabbi. Today, the Talmudic Encyclopedia constitutes an extremely important tool for whoever wishes to understand more, to understand how the Talmud is composed and its true content. I once participated in a meeting where there were also a few Talmidei Chachamim. Discussing the encyclopedia, one said, "I have no need for it. I don't want to look up a new subject before I begin learning it. I want to learn it as something completely new. And after I've finished the subject, then I certainly don't need it." I answered that I completely understand if he doesn't want to look up the subject beforehand, if he doesn't want any prior opinions. But after you have finished, you should read the entry in the encyclopedia and you will discover a new world. Each book has new Chidushei Torah. It is impossible to search for them all or to find them all. In the encyclopedia, they are listed alphabetically. Everything is concise. This is the main thing. Anyone who needs anything can find it immediately. This proves the need for the lexicon. Divrei Torah were not written with the encyclopedia in mind. They were written by the poskim as piskei halacha, and the commentators wrote their commentaries. None of them ever organized everything. They wrote within their own contexts. Our work is a kind of ingathering of the nations, like a jigsaw puzzle. We take a part of a Mishnah, a piece of a Gemara, and connect them in one sentence. The reader thinks that it was originally written like this, that the author wrote the whole piece, the whole sentence. This is the art of the editing and the organization. 40,000 copies of the first volume were exported outside of Israel. That means not necessarily one public. 40,000 copies would be all-inclusive. I would imagine that includes non-Jews as well, since the encyclopedia is also sent overseas. The whole Torah is available for whoever wants to study it. This is the best, all-encompassing tool. This is a Kindle, and this is my entire library. And I can tell you that I still need the Talmudic Encyclopedia. Most lawyers tend to use the Talmudic Encyclopedia, both for practical purposes as lawyers using Jewish law in our courts of law, and also in the academic world. Researchers from all over the world have visited the Rambam library. We always refer them to the Encyclopedia Talmudit, the basis of any research. It is organized, methodical, and deep. Renowned rabbis and Gedolei Yisrael, such as Rav Ovadia Yosef Zatzal, Rav Moshe Feinstein Zatzal, Rav Menachem Mendel Schneerson Zatzal, Rav Shlomo Zalman Auerbach Zatzal, Rav Yaakov Weinberg Zatzal, and Rav Yecheskel Abramsky Zatzal have accredited this project and have implored us to complete it, while emphasizing its enormous importance and worth in clarifying halakha and its sources. The encyclopedia uses a most advanced system that enables a condensation of the process of data collection, the first steps of its processing, and the inspection, all the way up to the conversion of all the data into one encyclopedia entry. Today, one can enter a word into a databank and receive all the relevant information. The encyclopedia is not a databank. It is an edifice. It is not a book of innovations. The problems would arise when one would write something, but through the process of checking and verification, the issue became a completely different topic. We have improved the system so that we can now publish a volume in 6 months. I hope that we can improve even on that. It all boils down to, if there's no flour, there's no Torah. That is, funding. If there were more money, we'd be able to publish faster, more efficiently. With God's help, we'll get there.
The Talmudic Encyclopedia is entering now an exciting new era with the aim to complete the whole project by the year 2024. Meaning we have to write, edit, and complete around 1,000 new entries within this relatively short period of time. And in order to achieve this goal, we have established a unique Beit Midrash to teach the skills of writing this particular way of the Talmudic Encyclopedia. In order to indeed achieve this noble purpose, we are in need of funds from whoever can and is willing to participate in this project.
Do we have to wait another 62 years in order to finish the second half of the project? I wholeheartedly believe in the new administration headed by my friend, Professor Abraham Steinberg, together with a group of dynamic, enthusiastic, and talented young people. I hope that in the near future, we will be able to congratulate ourselves upon the completion of the project. But of course, we need help. If someone wishes to perpetuate the memory of his loved ones or his community, what perpetuity is more wonderful than this vibrant and dynamic memorial? This is not a static memorial. It is alive. It can be found in every library, in every synagogue, in every Beit Midrash, in every Torah-loving home. The Talmudic Encyclopedia, with a volume dedicated to someone. If they help us, we can help finish the project. The Talmudic Encyclopedia has aroused interest in almost every Jewish home in Israel and the world over. The extensive editorial board is hard at work and hopes to accelerate production. The birth of each volume is almost a festival. The conclusion of the project will be a historic milestone in the life of Torah and in Jewish history. God willing, we will continue to build an additional story to this magnificent construction.